Okay, hello everyone. Today's session, module 13, ICMP. Uh, it might sound like it will probably sound like a repeat of things that we've already done because of how well we explained. For example, um, when we did the ARP module, I think it's module 9, we discussed something to do with neighbor solicitation, neighbor advertisement messages. That was ICMP. We talked of when we did what is this routing? No, IPv6. When we did IPv6 addressing, we discussed issues to do with the NS and NA as well, to include the RS in the RA messages, router solicitation and router advertisements. That was ICMP as well. So that's the reason why I'm saying this one will be very much quick and might sound like a repeat of the things that we did already, but it is what it is, module 13. Basic introduction, ICMP is a layer 3 protocol primarily used for error reporting, ping, commonly known as ping, uh, is based on the ICMP protocol. It is one of the tools that is used for error reporting. If there is no connection, basically, echo requests, echo replies, they are being sent. That is ICMP messages being sent to perform the roles that are being performed with the ping tool, basically. And they are also used is for diagnostic purposes. For example, trace route, even ping itself. Trace route, that's another tool that is used, which is based on ICMP as well. It can help you identify where exactly upon a problem in network because it tells you my hops that are being traversed in a packet as it goes through to the destination. I think we'll get to see what exactly I'm talking about my hops about trace route at all. Right. Let's go through this quickly. Objectives, two objectives, explain how ICMP is used to test network connectivity, use ping and trace route utilities to test network connectivity. I think basically this is what we're going to be doing for ICMP. The messages that we have ICMP. The Internet Control Message Protocol provides feedback about issues related to processing of IP packets under certain conditions. ICMP is the messaging protocol for IPv4, then ICMP v6, the messaging protocol for IPv6. And it includes additional functionalities for IPv6 and includes additional functionalities. Let me find my feet. Let me find my feet. The ICMP message is common to both ICMP version 4 and version 6 include host reachability, destination or service unreachable, time exceeded. Then ICMP v4 messages are not required and are often not allowed within a network for security reasons. Right. Uh, ICMP is the messaging protocol for IPv4. Particularly introduce IPv4, I think it was in the network layer. We talked of the characteristics, yeah, IP, where we said it is connectionless. We said it is a best effort protocol, basically meaning there is no guarantee, no, no guarantees but delivery, no delivery guarantees, best effort. I think there's one which is independency media. I think those were the characteristics, the IP. Here we focus on the 1 year best effort. The reason why it doesn't guarantee delivery of the message is because we need packet could do any less overhead. I think we explained that. We need packet could do any less overhead. Nevertheless, we have TCP/IP, the protocol suite, providing ways where we can see my errors. Can a packet ascend between two my devices, two endpoints? One of those protocols, define a reliability MIP protocols is obviously TCP. Now, the messaging and the services that are provided need some additional protocols to aid to help IP. All the services, they are based on Icmp. In short, I'm saying IP as a protocol, it doesn't guarantee delivery. It's a best effort protocol. However, there are some services, additional services that are offered to IP, which helps in identifying my errors when you are transmitting my messages. And some of them, if not all, they are based on Icmp. Version 4 messages, they're basically not, it's not a must that you need to have Icmp messages. It's not a must. For example, it's not a must that you should use ping. It's sort of a choice. If you want to test for connectivity, you can use the ping tool, which is based on Icmp. So they are not mandatory, but it depends with whoever is using the network. If you need to see if there are any errors in terms of connectivity, are the hosts reachable or not, that's when you can use Icmp messages to check on the network. That said, since it's not mandatory, you will see there are some networks that actually restrict, besides not being mandatory, even issues to do with security. There are some networks that restrict messages coming through via Icmp. We did a session lab, I think the first lab that we did, who came in? I think it was Hotel who came in. If you tried to ping devices, we set up a network like this one, remote connections. So PC1, PC2, we set up a connection like that one. And we tried testing for connectivity between those two devices. We could test for connectivity between this device and its default gateway, this one, and its default gateway, or even with this other interface from PC1. However, we did not ping PC2. And the reason was the solution was turning off the firewall. The reason for turning off the firewall is so that we can allow Icmp messages to pass through the firewall. So for security reasons, Icmp messages, they are blocked so that Icmp traffic doesn't get through to the network. Why? Why is it blocked? Let's talk security. I think it leads us to note Icmp v4 messages are not required and are often not allowed within a network for security reasons. Why are they not allowed? Why is Icmp messages being blocked? Number one, I don't know if you've heard, it's a ping sweep. Right. A ping sweep is basically, it's just a tool which can be used to map a network, to see the topology ye-network yakaita sei. Ndikaziva topology ye-network, if I'm an attacker, it makes it easier for me to attack because I know which device is where network. So you can perform another ping sweeps where you can identify with device rakati network mune devices akati neakati neakati. So basically what happens is an attacker sends an echo. Let's start with defining yatiri ping yacho. Ping chi. We need test for connectivity. Ping is basically two messages being exchanged, an echo request, then the receiving device will send back a reply, an echo reply basically, joining on the ping. So an echo request is sent to one end and the response comes to the other end. If you get the response, it means there is connectivity. So with ping sweeps, an attacker just sends ping to the network. Then the response will contain information about devices that are in the network, basically. So that is number one reason why ICMP traffic is being blocked, because attackers can perform ping sweeps, therefore getting an idea what the network again to say. Another one, we can have uh, DOS attacks, denial of service. Right, for DOS attacks, we have what we call a ICMP flooding. Right, so basically with ICMP flooding, an attacker just overwhelms the network with ping requests. Just overwhelms, probably, going to target at the default gateway and overwhelm that with a lot of ping requests. So you send a number of ping requests, then the network, it wastes my resources trying to process my request. Why? That is what we call ICMP flooding. It can be a device, it can be the default gateway. It gets overwhelmed with the number of requests. Therefore, the network won't be able to perform some of its services because of that flooding. We also have emergency SMF attack. SMF attack. So with SMF attack, we have an attacker. With this one, it's usually the destination device being flooded. But with this one, we have the attacker sending a ping request to a broadcast address. Tine network yedu, attacker was the broadcast idea get a say. Then it sends a ping request with the destination address being that broadcast address. What happens? Network munozara ping requests. Achazo respond as well. Then that cycle continues. We send another SMF attack up until network yangozara ping request nema response, therefore denying service in the network. That's the reason why my ICMP messages, they are being blocked by my firewalls. That's number two. So we have, I think that's number three, denial of service. We talked of mapping sweeps, mapping out a network. So this is the denial of service. Last one, Zakawanda. Zakawanda reasons why ICMP traffic gets blocked. The reason why Mugata ping per packet tracer all the time, no problem. Try setting up a network in some PCs AIM and try to ping remote networks. You won't be able to do that because ICMP traffic will be blocked. Right. We also have information leakage. Right. So the ICMP error messages Anokwanisa kuva details about the network topology. This one sounds more like the first one that we discussed. Yeah, mapping out of the network. So my error messages annoying information like my IP addresses, and that information can be used to map out which network in say. Then can map a network through the information that is leaked from those ICMP messages. Then it makes it easier to attack that network because we know good my devices and exactly. So I think basically to summarize this one, ICMP is a very useful protocol which its services helps by error checking as well as being used as a diagnostic tool. However, it comes with some risks by security. Main reason why ICMP gets blocked from our firewalls. Host reachability. The echo message can be used to test for reachability of a host on an IP network. In the example, the local host sends the echo request to your host. If the host is available, the destination host requests with an echo reply. This is just a summary of what you call ping. So with ping, we send an echo. This is the reply. Where's the request? I cannot see the request. We send a request. Yes, I'm here. Is H2 okay? So I think this device sends a request here to this device. Then this one responds with a reply. A reply it basically means our ping is successful. Therefore, there is connectivity between PCs H1 and H2. That's how we confirm if a host is reachable. It leads us to destination or service unreachable. If we do not get a response per request at the echo request, that means the destination is not reachable. And there are a couple of reasons why the destination is not reachable. Joe Badashika, they explained with some number of error codes. Let me see. An ICMP destination unreachable message can be used to